Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome back to my review of American Fiction. American Fiction was written by Cord Jefferson, who also wrote American Fiction with Percival Everett. American Fiction also stars Jeffrey Wright as Monk Ellison, Tracy Ellis Ross as Lisa Ellison, John Ortiz as Arthur, Erica Alexander as Coraline, Leslie Uggams as Agnes Ellison, and Sterling K. Brown as Clifford Ellison. American Fiction has a runtime of 1 hour and 57 minutes. Quick synopsis. Monk is tired of being told that the books he is writing are not black enough and decides to write a book that panders to what the establishment wants. And first off, I know that the release of this video is going to seem like, oh, Shep waited until the Oscar nominations came out and realized that American Fiction is an Oscar-nominated movie. And that is furthest from the truth. As soon as I saw the trailers for this movie, I have been wanting to see it. It's barely playing in most of the theaters. The primary theater I usually go to is not showing it at all. And so I had to go to another theater. Luckily, I have numerous theaters close to where I live now that was showing it, and so it just happened to wind up that I went to see American Fiction on the day that the Academy Awards made their nominations. So, but I always wanted to see it, and so I guess I'm now watching or reviewing an Academy Award nominee. And I'm going to say right off the bat that after watching this movie, I can understand why it's winning, or not winning. I guess it has won some awards, but why it's been nominated so much for the Oscars. One of the things I'm going to say, it has been a long time since I've gone into a movie and haven't really checked my watch or pulled out my phone. I really don't like having my phone out. I don't really like checking my watch. And I have to say, the first time I checked what time it was for this movie, I think I had 10 minutes left of this movie. That to me signifies that this movie is keeping me engaged and I am paying close attention to this movie and not wondering what time it is or let my mind wander anywhere. Now, I could go down and talk about all the cast choices and how they performed and stuff like that, but I'm really going to focus on two cast members. And the first one is going to be Sterling K. Brown. And I got to tell you, his performance is phenomenal. As he's playing the recently out of the closet brother who's just trying to live his best life now that he is free. This character, as I think we've seen in so many movies, could be so one-dimensional, so just, a caricature of what a middle-aged gay man is coming out and trying just to live the life that he's always wanted to live. And Sterling K. Brown gives us that phenomenal performance of this guy that is just, he's divorced, he has a family, but he's also wanting to explore his sexuality now, but he's also has demons still in the closet. He's still trying to figure himself out. And there's times where you're going to love him. There's times you're going to hate him. But there's also times where you just want to reach through the screen and give him a hug. And I'm glad that he is one of the nominees for supporting actor. I think he does a phenomenal job giving us those different layers of his character. And then the other character, or other actor I'm going to talk about is Jeffrey Wright. How could I not talk about this movie and not talk about Jeffrey Wright? I've always known Jeffrey Wright was a great actor, or that he was destined to have more. And I am so glad or great, whatever, to see them perform in this movie. He gives us a performance of a middle-aged black man that is just trying to be an author. He has a PhD and he just wants his writing to be taken seriously, but he's told over and over again by the establishment that his work isn't black enough. They're looking for that stereotypical black coming of age story or rough life, and they can't seem to understand that this author is writing what he wants to write, writing what he wants to deliver to his audience. And it seems like he is a good author and that he is selling some books, but he's always being pigeonholed as an African-American book or a black author when he's writing what he wants to and he's writing what he loves. But then there's also more to it than that. He's dealing with loss in his family. He's dealing with tragedy. He has to take care of his his aging mother who is getting onset dementia, who is having health issues. But now he has to make this hard choice, right? He is not making as much money as he wants to as an author. But the industry is telling him he has to write a certain way. So that's where the premise of this movie is. He's giving us that he finally writes a book that is really just a trash book, in his opinion, that is just for fun, for throwaway, just to, shove it down the man's throat that he can do better than what they want. But of course, in this movie, they gobble it up and he's starting to make money and he has to continue this lie because he needs to take care of his family and his mother at the same time. And so he's in that bind of, what do you do? Do you stand up for your beliefs, stand up for what you want to do, or are you going to actually bow down to this establishment that is telling you that what you're writing isn't good enough for them? What you write, what is real, is going to make you money and put your family in a position to take care of each other. And this whole cast seems to work so well together. It's rare that you get storytelling that just incorporates you into the story and that you don't think about anything else happening but what these actors or these characters are doing. In my opinion, that is one of the benefits, one of the great things about a movie or about a story. If they can take you on that journey and make you feel like you're a part of it and just focus on what's being told and put in front of you, that is like almost perfection in my books. When you can be so immersed into a story and the actors are giving you their characters and you're not really seeing them as their actors, or you're not being like, that's not really how that should happen, or that's not real. None of that happens in this movie. Like, you feel like everything is real. You feel like you're taking part of Monk and his family and his friends' life, and you're just along for the ride. Like, you're just there walking beside Monk and watching everything happen. And I'm going to give as much props as I can to Cord Jefferson. I looked him up on IMDb. I was like, what else have I seen him in? Because or direct or anything, right? And he's written a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go through all of his stuff. Go look on his IMDb page. But this is his directorial debut. And he did a phenomenal job. It is such hardship to write about society and the stereotypes and everything that is happening in this world and keep your audience engaged. Not hit them over the head, not have them come out and go, man, I liked the movie, but Jesus, that message was too strong. It was just hitting me on the head too much. He was balancing it right. There's comedy, there's drama, there's all this tension in this movie. Like, that happens in real life. And he has given it to us. And the simple fact that he can, as a first-time director, can give us that type of movie or that type of writing, I can understand why he's, Oscar nom bait right now. Now, I'm not going to say I liked everything in this movie. And I did like the majority of this movie. I'm going to say like 98% of this movie I rarely much enjoyed. But there are certain things I did not like, or really two things that I can feel that might distance people from this movie. And one of them is the ending, and I'm not going to really go into the ending too much. But it just felt like the movie was so good up until the ending, but they did not want to give you a solid conclusion to the show. Like, they wanted you to doubt yourself or second guess what happened to Monk and his family, his budding relationship, in the book that he had written as a joke to, just throw it back in the face of society. They offer you and it's like almost like choose your own adventure towards the end, and how they, in the way they kind of do it. But to me, it just felt like they didn't make a choice. They didn't send us a message. They're kind of like, this is kind of how real life is. You never know what the outcome is really going to be. And I felt like that was maybe, I get kind of where they were trying to go for it, but to me, it just did not sit right. And now the second thing that I kind of I myself didn't dislike, but I can see why other people would consider this a dislike or didn't sit right with them. All the trailers made this movie seem like it's about Jeffrey Wright playing Monk, a serious writer writing about things that he loves and wants to do, but then has to, kowtow to society and the establishment and write what they expect black writers to write. And yes, that is in the movie. Yes, the storyline is throughout the movie, but takes a back seat. Like, this movie is so much more than that. And I can see that's why people might take like a dislike to it, because they might say that they were pitched one movie and they got another movie. Overall, American Fiction is one of those movies that is so good on so many levels, but feels like people will not give it the time of day that it truly deserves. I think now that it is Oscar nominated, that we're going to see, of course, people going in and saying, hey, you know, it is an Oscar nominated movie, let me go check it out. But I think so many more people should be looking at this movie. And I'm going to say right now, this movie delivers on so many different levels. The acting was great. The writing was great. The director was great. It really hit a lot of marks. So if you haven't seen American Fiction, I don't usually do this, please go give it a shot. If you're going to watch the Oscars, you need to watch American Fiction, so that way you can understand, because I think this movie deserves more wins than it's probably going to get. But that is just my opinion. But with that being said, though, Shep Talk is going to give American Fiction 4 Sheps out of 5. If you have seen it, let me know down in the comments down below. What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Well, am I wrong? Let me know, because I think this movie does so well on so many different levels, and people should give it a try and not be afraid of the messages that it's going to have. But guys, that is all I have time for today. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It does help my channel out greatly, and I do truly appreciate it. But that is all I have time for today. I'll see you in the next review.